Hello. I'm going to do a collective reading on the current energy. We are leading ourselves into the fall equinox here on the northern hemisphere where I live, as well as the sun moving into Libra. This will all be tomorrow, which that will be a big energy shift. Another big energy shift we will be experiencing is the new moon in Libra, which will be on the 25th, this coming weekend, which will usher us into October's events of Mercury stationing direct October 2nd. This moon cycle's leading us into the next eclipse cycle in October, as well as Saturn and Uranus squaring each other, and that square becomes tighter and tighter. Each day we move closer and closer. So we have a lot of energy and a lot of energy shifting, and a lot of this energy is focusing on how we relate to each other within relationships, how we relate to ourselves. Do we lose ourselves? Are our relationships equal give and take? What patterns and habits have we developed over our lifetime through our upbringing, our family, our environment, our conditioning, our programming that affects us within how we relate to other human beings on this planet? Embrace the powers of dance and movement to access your highest guidance, the growls. So this energy is really encouraging us to move around, move the energy around, get out of your comfort zone, put on some music, find your groove in life. When you get to that energetic space of just feeling good, you'll notice more messages coming through to you from your higher guidance, from your higher self. A lot of times we have to get to this state of inner peace, or just feeling better than being pulled down, being pulled into conflict, being pulled into places and spaces that we don't desire to be. Crow. Universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. And what the crow is saying to us is it's really a messenger of this karmic time that we're in. It's a threshold of energy. A lot of retrograde. We're still in a lot of retrograde energy. So each moment through this karmic wheel, we are getting glimpses of our past versions of ourselves, how we have deceived ourselves, how we have allowed others to deceive us, things that we have done that may have hurt others that we weren't aware of, or we were slightly aware of until it happens to us, and then we realize the amount of pain, this empathy that is starting to come over people, a realization, being able to see and feel the other person's experience and point of view. That's where we're going to be getting to in Libra season. I can't say that it's going to be clean or pretty, but eventually we'll get to a place where we can relate to each other in a much more authentic way. True to who we are, not playing a part for somebody else's comfort or for our own comfort, feeling like we need to fit in. White Owl, the wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. Yeah, this truth comes out. It is within us. And a lot of times this truth doesn't come out of us to show us until we are we're face to face with the cosmic mirror of what it is we are either perceiving incorrectly, on the wrong path, not necessarily wrong, right or wrong. We're on a path of learning where we may not belong. Not necessarily the wrong path. It's just earth schools, education. Kingfisher, prosperity is flowing. Have faith that you will receive it in the perfect form. This speaks to me of a lot of people feeling very restless, not sure where life is taking them, not sure, maybe you've lost a lot of material things. Maybe you've lost people, money, a home, a job, a friend, a lover, a partner, a pet. Have faith. There's a lot of new things that are coming in that each and every one of us will be very grateful for. But we have to trust that, and trust that it will come in the perfect form for us. So not necessarily arrive as the person our minds think would be perfect, or whatever the scenario may be. Try not to even build a future story for yourself. Just know, like, universe is bringing something perfect for me right now. Take comfort in that. New opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. The universe always shows us our potential, our possibilities. And if we never open the door or step through, across the threshold to the other side, you just never know. You won't know. A lot of people stay in what is familiar, even if it's painful, even if it's uncomfortable. If you're in a situation, whether it be a relationship, a job, a friendship, whatever, if you're in some form of relationship to something outside of yourself or someone, and it's uncomfortable, it's if you have to change how you're feeling or who you are to be in around this environment, if your needs and desires and wants and feelings don't really seem to matter as much, the universe is trying to tell you something. Got to honor your feelings. Must honor yourself. Your soul is calling to you. If it feels good, if it's flowing, if it feels easy, if you can just be yourself. No matter what mood you're in, if you're in a bad mood, that's okay too. Then you're good. But many people are not in that scenario right now. And this energy we're being ushered into for the rest of this year is speaking directly to that uncomfort, what is not feeling good anymore or ever did. If it does not feel easy and comfortable and breezy, and that you can just be yourself, you can just be honest and true, you can say whatever you need to say, you're good. You're going. However, Saturn's doing a lot to show us where we keep ourselves stuck, where we keep ourselves blocked, where we keep ourselves playing small, giving too much, anything that's unhealthy. Saturn is cranking up the heat and will continue to for the rest of this year. Wait until that square with Uranus becomes tight, because Uranus is the liberator that wants to break free. We're not quite there yet. I mean, they're aspecting, but this is where you can see this. You can see it in your mind's eye, in your mental pictures. Something's not right. This is, you can see where you're keeping yourself stuck in something. You gotta move around sometimes. See what feels right for you. Universal laws and truths are being revealed now. This is from the Crow. Karma, the law of cause and effect. What comes around goes around, right? Not necessarily always that, but it is based on our beliefs, or what we think. And a lot of times those beliefs or just old programs get completely debunked eventually. This is one of those times where we can really see the truth of situations for what they truly are and what we need to see for ourselves, for our own emotional safety and security, or physical safety and security. So use this energy to create your reality instead of playing in the wheel of karma. It's time to jump out. It's time to see the truth and live your life for you, because we can't be good to anybody else if we are not being good to ourselves. And not being good to ourselves means that we are not standing up for ourselves. We are not giving ourselves the freedom or liberation to live our lives authentically without fear of judgment and shame and blame and all the other party tricks that we play on each other. Enough's enough. It's time to mature. It's time to grow up. The crows are speaking. The crows are speaking. They are revealing these universal laws, not the man-made laws. These are the laws, the true laws. A lot of times Saturn will allow us to play in realms that, not just Saturn, well, a lot of the planets have this effect. Play in realms that actually are not really for us, in order for us to recognize and see that. I've been there many times. And then I'm a little stubborn, so it takes me a while. I have to go through a lot of pain. And then have my heart broken all over and over and over again for me to see, like, oh, I stayed too long. Oh, I didn't see that, you know. And I had this discussion earlier with a friend. For those of us who grew up with a lot of trauma from abuse, physical, emotional, mental, sexual, and it's kind of normalized, we're a little, I don't want to say numbed out, but like certain behaviors and things of other people, we don't recognize it as being abusive right away until it's very obvious. So a lot of times we'll go through this with people for quite a long time until we see that truth. And that is a big wake-up call for a lot of us who are empaths, who have had a rocky, rough ride. But yeah, and a lot of times we fall back into temptation to not want to feel this or be on this ride anymore. I know I've been there multiple times. When you're born into a world where you actually can see the actual truth, yet you have to play in certain realms. Back then, the only thing that we knew to do is like try to make ourselves feel as comfortable as possible through the ride. And that can be anywhere from just keeping ourselves busy and distracted and not, engaging in the truth there, or just drinking, drugging. It can even be spiritual bypassing. A lot of us will do whatever we can. It's just unconsciously. Us humans don't want to feel pain. Nobody wants to feel pain. And when we know that we're going to go through a painful cycle, a lot of times we'll try to give ourselves a little buffer. But the crow is saying not to this time. You want to have all your faculties about you, and pick up everything that the universe is putting down, because this is a cycle you don't want to repeat. And a lot of times when we do try to bypass, or bypass in any way, we miss out on the key lessons that that experience was designed for us to learn from. And as hard as that is, it is important to remember that as well. So try not to be tempted to fall back into old patterns, habits, behaviors, anything you can do to not feel this yucky feeling or engage in something that just isn't for you anyway. It's time to see the truth. It's time to wake up to the reality of situations and deal with them for yourself. You have support. The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. So there's a lot of intuitive messages, a lot of like the soul speaking. And if it's not doing it during your waking times, which most likely it is, it's definitely doing it in your sleep. So if you're having vivid dreams, you want to write them down. Yeah. A lot of people don't trust their intuition. They stay stuck, trapped in fear, not knowing where to go or what to do. Sometimes people are trapped in fear, feeling like it's their fault, or if I do say something or do something, I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be frowned upon or looked upon as, whatever it is, crazy or weird or whatever. So they just stay trapped in fear instead. I know there's a lot of energy out there that is highlighting some of the abusive patterns in people, and these narcissistic tendencies that a lot of people, and we all carry them from one degree or another, from our ancestors, it just runs rampant. And I'm not saying that everybody on the planet is a narcissist. I'm just saying these tendencies, these selfish, needy, and uncaring. It feels that way at times. That's what keeps a lot of people trapped in fear. But you just have to see the truth for what it is, and just make your decision. Do I want to remain in this kind of energy? Does it feel good? Does it feel right for you? Because if it doesn't, the wisdom and messages of the divine are within you, and they are speaking to you loudly, and it will continue to get louder and louder as we move into Libra season. Because that's where the balance is really going to be pushed. The balance within relationships, regardless what it takes. Sometimes the balance takes a separation. It takes movement to bring balance back to the individual. Solar plexus. Yeah, there's a lot of self-esteem and self-worth issues. Self-confidence issues. And it's also just from being beaten down by other people and verbally abused, judged, condemned, blamed, shamed. It really takes a toll on the solar plexus. So give yourself the love that you deserve. We all deserve a second, third, fourth, fifth chance in life when we wake up to our truths of how we've treated others and how others are treating us. Make the decision to want to change, become the change within, and do the healing that's necessary to move away from that type of environment. That's when life starts to flow to you. Excuse me. I've been having some chest congestion lately. Did take a COVID test. It is negative. However, on the energy, I had a mini asthma attack last night and haven't really bounced back from it all the way. So I'm not sure what the air quality is where I am. Could just be allergies, but it just feels a little heavy. It could be the energy. with the solar plexus. Once we get our energy back, when we take our power back, we take our energy back from those who are sucking it from us, sucking us dry and playing these games, these manipulative games, and because they're not dealing with their own shit. Once we all kind of collect our stuff and go back into our cocoon and take a look at like what has happened to me, and who am I, and how can I rebuild myself, you know, it'll come back. The self-esteem, the self-confidence. We're all getting knocked down really good right now, myself included. Yeah. But know that when we get knocked down, that is just an opportunity to rebuild new, because whatever was building there's a weak foundation there. That when you have a weak foundation, you've got to tear it all down and start again. And it will be a success. It will be victory. There is a lot of energy for new opportunities, chances, possibilities, all opening up. Prosperity is flowing. That energy is swirling around us. We just got to clear out our clutter. Our clutter is pretty nasty right now. Yeah, it's a very fertile time to create new for yourself. Very fertile. But when we're carrying the baggage of heartache and loss with us, then it kind of diminishes this. You can either just keep recreating this, which we don't want to do. So the universe gives us opportunities, also this pause or a void, to really, you know, gather our emotions, our feelings, our stuff back, and just kind of go into that hermit or cocoon and shake yourself off what has just happened. And this is definitely within relationships, partnerships, and alliances. Things that, yeah, solitude. So a lot of people are in this energy right now, kind of bringing their movements, choices, decisions. Yeah. And again, going back, I thought this was the third eye. This is the throat chakra. This is why my throat chakra started to swell. We've held back, a lot of people have held back their truth and their true expression, playing it small because of maybe this energy that is surrounding us right now, that is more dense, that is linked to past lives, past versions of ourselves, the darkness, the narcissistic energy, the greed, the money and power hungry, all of that energy keeps us from saying and expressing what we really want to say. There's a fear. And that's what, you know, we get tempted to fall back into old patterns of being submissive or not saying anything because we're trapped in fear of, you know, something coming back again and just kind of smacking us down. And we've already been smacked down enough. The solar plexus, it's just like our self-worth, our self-esteem is just like taking a hit. Let's keep going. Let's see. For the collective, but this is what's happening. It's crumbling to be rebuilt. Depending on where you are in your journey, there are different layers. We're having different layers revealed through each of the moon cycles. And so I'm here to say that if you think September is intense, wait for October, November, and December, because that is where the massive change really begins. Worldwide. In multiple ways, which is good. We need everything to really crumble and change. Well, maybe not everything, but a lot. A lot. And if it's built on, you know, not out of integrity, and it's built out of fear or greed or just unstable foundation, it's coming down. It's coming down because you can't build on a shaky, weak foundation. You got to know what you want. You got to really know what you truly value in life. And this goes a long way. What you value, your true values. Love, friendship, family, health, happiness. These things don't come as easily as we think. Money comes and goes pretty easily. But those other things that I just mentioned may seem to come easy, but more and more people are going to find that, you know what, I took that for granted. That's actually a big value. That's something I truly value. And we all have to wake up to see that. The things that we truly value that we take for granted. And we have to see how our own behavior towards that. Not to shame or guilt, but to see, to see judgment. What our karma is. How we can turn from being a pleasant earth angel born into this world into, now these people are just finally waking up from their slumber, but they were in the dark ages, following the matrix, the third dimensional matrix, following the Saturnian rules and the greed and they're waking up to the truth. Finally deciding to put some work in on themselves. Realizing, you know what? I don't think I was being as healthy to myself or to others as I thought I was. Healthy just meaning, kind, empathic, compassionate, friendly, loving, honest, and authentic. Right. How we fall into entrapment, how we fall into unconsciousness. It's almost like going down a rabbit hole of sorts, of all the things that seem really nice, and then you kind of get a bigger desire and a bigger desire and a bigger desire. This could be anywhere from a drug to money to gambling to whatever it is that the mind expands, and it's like, yes, yes. And then it hooks it, takes a hook in you, and nothing else matters in life. All the people that you truly love, all the things that you truly value, it doesn't matter because the devil's got its grips on you. A lot of people are waking up to that truth right now. And it's a cold, hard truth to wake up to. I know. I've been there. It is humbling. Very. The people that we took for granted, who were always there when we needed them, suddenly may not be there. When we need them, when we need to communicate to somebody, when there's somebody that actually does get you and loves you for you. A lot of the surface level conversations are really getting on people's nerves. Superficiality, keeping up with the Joneses, do. All the things we can do, all the things we gotta do, all the things we're gonna do. It's wearing thin on a lot of people, and they're like, where is the real conversation? Where's the real communication? Do people see what's actually happening on this planet here and how we're treating each other through it all? There's conversations that need to be had, and there are people that know that are kind of holding back right now because there's still this fear. They're so used to being punished. Even if you come clean. And they're already in pain. So If you're waiting for somebody, you know that they're going to come around, give them some time. Give them some time. They'll come around when they're ready. And you most likely know it. And they'll be ready to share how they feel about you and about life in general, truly, authentically. And they may need emotional support, but they may also be giving emotional support, sharing their love, sharing their true passion. Right now, they're kind of afraid and sad, and there is a lot of loss that's going on. I think that when you wake up from these things, these realizations, you do take a period of time to kind of be left out in the cold, in the void, not sure where you fit, where you belong, where to go, who to talk to. I feel like the people that need to speak and communicate are sort of in that space right now. Yeah. And really what they desire is happiness and a happy home or community, family. That's really all that they desire. It's not much to ask for, but after realizing the tendencies while being under the spell of Wetiko, the devil, the mind virus that takes a hold of you. It takes a while to shake that off. Yeah. So instead of walking around in life in a lot of pain and acting like everything is fine, which a lot of people do. I used to also. Have a leap of faith in yourself, in the universe. Learn from your experiences and mistakes, and know that you are going through a very big transformation right now. Everyone is. Whether you know it or not, we're all on our own unique journey. Even if you're twins, like conjoined twins, there's still a unique journey there for us to have specific wisdom and lessons in life. Don't walk around with a storm of pain in you anymore. It's time to clear that. It's time to express yourself, throat chakra. It's time to communicate. It's time to express yourself truly and fully. Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. The energy, the attitude of gratitude it goes millions and millions of miles out. It is worth its weight in gold. And we can get to that space once we forgive ourselves and forgive others and recognize what we do have in our lives that we value and cherish and that we're grateful for. So this is the energy that will really speed up the healing process in whomever is resonating with this message this evening, or whenever you come to this message. that is the message for this evening for the Libra season, fall equinox energy. So have a great evening or day. Namaste. So much love.